everyone world over in the different countries, in the different continents, in the different time zones. So, green morning, green afternoon, and green evening. I know Europe is just getting up, they are having their morning tea. I just spoke to some of the people right in Madrid, they were in Barcelona also. We spoke to a couple of people, then in Paris, then we spoke to people in Holland, and then a couple of my very close friends in Southall and Hounslow in London as well. And of course, my university, Guildford, when I was talking this morning. So, green morning to all of you. And of course, people are preparing for their dinner now. They have just were done with their evening tea, soup, and all in Australia, Fiji. So, great, nice. And ASEAN countries, you all are going for your evening tea. Enjoy yourself, have a lovely coffee, and people, they have yet to prepare for the lunch because it's around 11:30 as far as Middle East is concerned. Let them also enjoy. So hearty welcome to all our brothers and sisters. Today is the 435th program, Making Education Relevant: Foundations of Numeracy Skills under the New Education Policy 2020, when we talk about. And we have got a very distinguished guest, Madam Veena Raizada. She is the academic advisor, Next Education Private Limited. She is doing a great job. In fact, every time she comes, if you all recall, she tries to give something creative, innovative, and something futuristic. I appreciate her efforts because this lady, Madam, she's doing a great job, and I think it's very recognizable, and it is appreciable her efforts as far as the new education policy and her sincerity and efforts. Okay. ICSI International Chamber for Service Industry, we extend you a very warm welcome this afternoon. So now we have moved to 26 webinars per week. So it's a great going, and my frequency is increasing. And the last week is going to be very hectic for me because it's going to be a Thanksgiving week. And every day, I'm quite surprised from 26, 27, 28, 29, 30th, and 31st. I'm going to have 500 people every day on the platform because it's a Thanksgiving week. And after Christmas, we will get into that mood. So, ladies and gentlemen, we just wish to share that world is getting back to basics. So you also get back to the basics so that you enjoy yourself, sustainable development of the whole world, your basic food, your basic health, your basic education, all that you have to take into consideration. And whatsoever human mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Let's come together this afternoon while extending a hearty welcome to Veena Raizada ma'am. She's an educational consultant, former director academics of the Next Education, is an educational professional with a highly diverse nature of assignments in 40 plus years of teaching and administrative experience with a decade into digital content creation and technology application. As founder principal of the three educational institution, she has proven her leadership skills to turn vision into reality. She gained professional expertise through training programs at IIM Ahmedabad, Lucknow, Delhi. Then comes I discovered the premier training institution of India, and then she has been guest speaker on the NDTV Heads Up program, World Education Summit, E-India, Digital Learning, various other national conferences, including Sahodya CBSE and AISE Meets. Author of the articles on integrating technology into education and all aspects related to going with the new trends in education in educational magazines. A passionate educator, CBSE resource trainer, conducting training sessions on innovative pedagogy approaches in teaching, diagnostic assessments, art of transforming LE, empowering leadership and stakeholders. We extend a very warm welcome. Join me in extending a warmth on 14th of December 2020 in the beautiful afternoon, sunny afternoon, to Madam Veena Raizada ji. Pleasure to have you with us, ma'am. Thank you very much for joining. And now the world is yours.
Thank you so much, sir, Dr. Sharma. It's always a pleasure to listen to you anytime when you go to YouTube channel of yours. And then your energy is infectious. I'm sure we all got to learn a lot from you as far as working for a cause is concerned. And
Ma'am,
we as educators probably need to learn a lot and keep going and going. The way you talk about so many number of webinars and all that, it's amazing. It's amazing. Hats off to you. Thank you so much for this wonderful introduction of yours also.
ma'am,
That
the
personal.
secret, ma'am, the secret is I'm a student of all of yours. I learn from all of you every day. Every day there's so much of learning.
Yes, sir. It's always sharing of learning and learning from each other. That's what counts a lot. So good afternoon to everyone from here, India, to all those people who have joined all across the globe, including the people in India on this platform for this afternoon. I would be doing a session on foundations of numeracy skills. As we all know, NEP 2020 is stressing upon that foundational literacy and numeracy skills in the foundation and prep years must be looked into seriously. We all know the reports of Acer and PISA have always been very disturbing. Every time the report comes, it's a disturbing point to see that children of grade 5 cannot have the literacy, reading skills and mathematical skills even of grade 5. So that calls for all of us like a call for doing something constructive and make India a global knowledge superpower. That is the vision of NEP 2020, and that's what we are all striving to, and that's how Dr. Gulshan Sharma is going on with his mission of promoting NEP, making education relevant. What is it? It's not only principals from India, but he's getting people from all across the globe to speak and connect with NEP. That's wonderful, and it's my pleasure, sir, to be here to present this afternoon my sharing of learning and experiences of my professional journey with all those who have joined us today. So I would like to share my screen and go ahead.
God bless you, ma'am. We are proud of you. We are proud of you
Thank you so much, sir.
because it's a continuous learning by all of us. Thank you.
So I hope we are able
Yes,
to.
it has come. It has come. You got to
Yes,
just increase the size. That's all.
I will just do that and I will change the settings so that I am able to. Yes. Is that
Great.
right, sir?
Absolutely, ma'am. Absolutely.
Okay, so once again, a very, very warm afternoon to all of you, and it's my pleasure to speak upon Foundations of Numeracy Skills, NEP 2020. Being the founder principal, I have worked with the junior group. Also, I may not be actually qualified as the teacher of that particular age group, but somehow because I had to establish institutions from grassroots levels, I worked upon the curriculum for kindergarten as well as the upper classes also. So what exactly is the progression of the session today? That's what I'm going to talk about. We will discuss about what is numeracy, because if we are focusing upon what is numeracy, and we have to develop the numeracy skills of our children, then what is the agenda? We will talk about what numeracy and numeracy skills mean and how do we focus on nurturing numeracy skills. I will also talk about what are the basic numeracy skills, what are their elements, and how do we plan activities. It is totally activity oriented. So all the participants who have joined today, please be ready with your pen, paper, pencil to do certain things, and I'll be showing you certain manipulatives, whatever I have for this session today. So how should we approach developing numeracy skills and how to make learning math meaningful and fun filled? That is the final point, is ultimately the point on which I am going to focus about. And very rightly, Shakuntala Devi, the human computer. Without mathematics, there is nothing you can do. Everything around you is mathematics. Everything around you is numbers. So that with that feeling, And with that understanding, I'm sure we all understand that understanding basic numeracy in the junior classes is very, very important and essential for all of us. Now we'll go with the first, that what do we define numeracy as? So you can have a breathing point and write down what you mean about numeracy, 3 or 4 phrases or skills and whatever you want to write. And then I'm going to share what I have compiled from various Google network sites. That is a range of knowledge, skills, and behaviors and dispositions that students need to use mathematics in different contexts. So how are you using maths in your daily life? How you are using maths in your celebrations? How you are using maths while even studying history, geography, economics, art, and performing arts also. That's what is the numeracy. How do you reason out with numbers and mathematical concepts? We'll be doing certain activities on that. And then how do we develop the confidence and skills of the learners? Because we all know that math is a phobia. Phobia not only for students, but also of the parents. So we need to change that scenario, the mindset and the feelings of parents as well as students, so that math is meaningful, interesting, inspiring, and integrated into every learning experience that we are getting through. Then further, it says it is capability to understand and describe. That how do you collect quantitative information when you talk about statistics as a part of math? And that part starts right from the junior classes, that how you are collecting the quantitative information. Then art of representing that data in graphs. Graphs could be pie charts, graph could be line graph, graphs could be bar charts, tables, and diagrams. So how can you represent that data visually? That's what is the art of this thing. And I'm sure we all have been seeing the data, the curves of COVID-19, the pandemic that we are still going through. So how the various departments are collecting those information, putting it in a particular format, and we are able to read country-wise, state-wise, even area-wise, the impact of COVID-19 cases and what are the remedial measures that we are doing. Then how we are interpreting that information, analyzing using math concepts. What is the correlation? What is the median? What is the mode? That is how government is able to find out which are the areas that are having peak and which should be made as containment zones. So relating to what we are actually going through, you can see numeracy all around you. Then ability to use quantitative reasoning, that why do I say that? What am I seeing on the graph? So I have to reason out that whatever I'm saying, that if that particular zone has to be the containment zone for that, and people have to be isolated, then what is the reason for me to take that action? So that is ability to use quantitative reasoning. There is something that I read in one of the publications long back, is critical numeracy. General numeracy, basic numeracy we'll be talking about, but there's something that's critical numeracy, that you are able to critically evaluate and interpret the mathematical information. And this is an article on ResearchGate on the same topic. You can read it out. So I'll keep on mentioning from wherever I'm using this information so that you can go back on the net and then watch it out. Now this framework of interrelated elements of learning basic numeracy, that basic numeracy, how we can be inculcating, teaching, nurturing, and nourishing in the kindergarten or the classes up to 5. So how do you use measurement, area, perimeter, volume? How do you interpret statistical information, simple presentations on bar graphs and pie graphs? How do you use spatial reasoning? How do you use fractions? Now, fraction is one of the very, very important concepts that need to be learned in the junior classes, because you have connections of this up to higher classes as decimals, percentages, ratios, and rates. So this is one of the crucial concepts which need to be clarified, well understood by the children in order to be able to doing maths up to the higher classes. Recognizing the patterns, that is something very important for all of us to understand, and what is the relationship in all of them. How do you have even the sound effect? If I'm clapping 1 1, so how you're relating with numbers? 1 1 2 1 1 2. So are you able to see that pattern, that 1 1 2 and 1 2 3? How they can be related, and how children could be really understanding the correlation between that. If I do 1 clap, it is number 1. If I do 3 claps, it is number 3. So how do I teach the children with simple activities, that how do you draw correlation between what is happening, the sound that you are listening, and the counting that you are making? You might have seen, even when you see any one of the classical dances, the beats are all in rhythm. When you want to sing a song, the singing, counting is also in rhythm. So there is rhythm of counts everywhere. It is only the point of that, how do we look around and find out mass in all around? So that is what we need to have, nurture that good feelings about mass, so that it doesn't become a phobia for the classes when they are coming to the higher classes. Then what do we need for developing numeracy skills? That is the point. What do we need? Core critical thinking skills. Now, NEP 2020 has been talking about 21st century skills, 4 C's, that are critical thinking, creativity, communication, collaboration. And I add further, how do you arouse the curiosity of the students? How do you make learners aware of the mother planet Earth? So it is care for planet Earth. How do you make children aware of cultural diversity? So all C's for global citizenship as per NEP 2020. So the critical mind is a questioning mind. So Albert Einstein said that most important thing is we should always be asking questions. Why this is happening? How this is happening? Can I find a reason for this? Can I apply all that I know to whatever I'm observing and whatever I'm listening to? Then what are the good critical thinking skills that we have? How do you interpret? How do you analyze? How do you evaluate? How do you infer and explain? That means you are able to explain that what am I thinking, how I am coming out with this kind of judgment, what is the logic. So logical reasoning to justify your arguments, your statements, is one of the most critical thinking skills. Now I would like to share a framework that I have created on the basis of these skills of critical thinking. So let's look at that. So the elements that make core critical thinking skills. If you are aware, please write it down, even though we have used in the last slide itself. But what, according to you, are core critical thinking skills? What are the domains of that? What are the elements that, if we know those essentials, we can nurture those elements to nurture critical thinking skills? So, Dr. Sharma, you will have to be there to read the comments if they are coming around, right? So, what is the
मैं बिल्कुल यहाँ पर
interpretation?
हूँ जी, मैं यहीं पर हूँ
Maybe what I'm saying is because chat is with you only, right? Interpretation. How do you interpret is one of the core critical thinking skills. How do you analyze? How do you evaluate? How do you infer whatever you are inferring from that data? And how do you explain? So communication, my teacher used to say that mathematics is a language to be understood. So you have, apart from being good at mathematics, you also have to be good at your communication skills, so that you can express whatever you have got in the right kind of sense. And last but not the least is self-regulation, self-conscious, self-analysis, what I'm saying, why I'm saying, how am I responding to the behavior of others, how I'm responding to the opinion of others, how I'm taking care of my responses or reactions or replies that I am giving to whatever I'm observing, listening, or reading. So it is these are the basic core critical thinking skills which we need to nurture right from the lower classes in case we are looking forward for global citizenship, students who are ready for the future jobs which are still not known to us, because the way technology is changing the world around us, the way technology is actually intruding in every aspect of life, it is very important for us that we have the skills to manage the problems, skills and mindset to address and find out the solutions to real world problem. It's no point cramming up and getting those grades, and that NEP is also modified the examination system also for that reason, that the assessments and evaluations have to be higher order thinking skill based activities. Then what are the foundations of numeracy skills? From where do we start and up to which point do we go? The first is, why are we needing it? Because 21st century is a data-driven world. Everything is data analytics. Quantitative means how much data you have got is very important. And that data analytics is driving the decisive actions. And then reflective critical thinking and problem solving skills are essential in solving real world problems. You must have seen, if you want to buy a car, if you want to buy a house, if you want to buy an electronic item, how does this statistical data and comparison of all that is in the market comes up to us? And they compare, when you're comparing a car for different brands for your purchase, they compare every part of that. So how machines are working to collect and compare that information and share it with you, that is data analytics. That is how data analytics is becoming a prominent field in the world of today. So one has to see that how I am seeing the application of technology, application of mathematics, application of computer graphics, applications of computer analysis in the world around me. So being aware of that creates an interest of math for you, because you see, oh, there is math in that. If you want to buy a house, you just put it into magicbricks.com or bookinghouse.com, or even when I want to book a hotel, you will see that so many options come for you, and how Trivio or Oyo, how they are giving you the best options with the best kinds of financial rates for you. So that is what is data analytics comparison and telling you that what is good for you. And of course, I talked about the ACER and PISA reports that are very important for all of us to take note of, so that we start working towards bridging the gaps of learning for all the students. And it is education for all, education for everyone that we need to talk about. Then what are the levels on which we should be working as teachers? Do you have any idea of yours? How are you working the levels of numeracy skills? Please jot it down in the chat in the YouTube, and then I will share what I have jotted down. Any chats coming up, Sarji?
Ma'am, आ रहे हैं. I'm just trying to find out.
Are they writing any levels of numeracy skills that we should be doing as teachers?
Good afternoon. Really fantastic, informative, self-reflection.
Sir, wo to remarks hai. So we'll talk about levels of numeracy skills. Let me share it with you. I'm sure they will say, wow, I knew this already. So what is the first is the basic level of numeracy skills. Where do we start from? So the basic thing is a child should be able to understand and apply fundamental operations of math. Now, I hope everybody knows that. Let me know what are the fundamental operations that you talk about in the chat. Fundamental operations of mathematics. What do you think which kind of operations they are?
Veena ma'am, everybody like me is very poor in mathematics except Veena Raizada ma'am.
Okay, so fundamental operations are addition, subtraction, multiplication, divisions.
Yes,
So
she.
these are the basic fundamental skills from where we start counting and we start adding numbers, then subtracting numbers, multiplying numbers, dividing numbers. Then we come to factors, then we come to polynomials, algebra, order of operations and everything. But the basic level is a child should be able to add, subtract, divide and multiply. They're called as fundamental operations of math. But I'm sure there are math teachers who are joined. There should be then higher order numeracy skills. Here comes the higher order when we talk about graphical, spatial, statistical, and algebraic concepts to be applied.
Shijina ma'am, Shijina and Monica.
Okay.
Shijina additional table subtraction, Monica additional subtraction.
Yes, sir. But there are multiplication and division also, right? So I'm just giving them the basic level from where we should start for every child. Then we can go to higher order. And lastly, what NEP 2020 is talking about, competency based. It is proficiency in numeracy skills. When I can interpret, communicate the mathematical information to solve real world problems. That is the proficiency level. So how do we start from basic levels of numeracy skills and then we go to higher orders? This is just like Bloom's taxonomy, lower levels of understanding and higher order levels of understanding. So how do we go from knowledge, understanding, application to the higher levels, analysis, application, analysis, synthesis and creation. So I mean, every teacher has to be aware of Bloom's taxonomy, the levels of taxonomy that we use. And you can look for the verbs that we are using in order to create questions that are at different levels. Okay. Now, what are the main concepts that we need to address when we want to talk about developing numeracy skills? And the person with strong numerical skills is able to recognize and use every kind of information that comes across to him. Let me add that also. Now, first is proficiency level. So how do I create knowledge of numbers and fundamental operations? We'll do certain activities there when we're going about there. But how do you do like simple activity that you can start with mental maths in the morning in the classes for 5 minutes. So fundamental operations, let me give you an example of, let us say, addition up to class 10 in the kindergarten class, the lower class 10. So how can you teach children the combination of numbers, which we call as the dot cards also? That what two numbers can make 10? That is one. Then how can I, okay, I'm giving you the number below 10 only, but you have to give me two numbers added up, that will give that number. So let me, when I throw this question to the class, I'm asking 7 is made up of, so they will complete that 5 plus 2. But it is not only 5 plus 2, it is 3 plus 4 is also 7. 1 plus 6 is also 7. 2 plus 5 is also 7. So how do I tell the children different kinds of identities so that the child becomes capable of seeing these combinations of numbers also as the final number? So what subtracted from 10 will give you 6, the other operation of subtraction. I hope people are writing something answers for that. What subtracted from 10 will give you 6. So how the child responds, how the child does it, that makes a difference. What multiplied by 3 will give you 12, multiplication. What number should be divided by, what should be the divisor for 35 to get the answer as 7? Now, these are the kinds of things which develop the competency of fundamental operations with the children. Okay. Next one is understanding of relationships. How is arithmetic, algebra, and geometry connected? We'll be doing certain activities as we go ahead in this session. We'll be doing that, right? Okay. Then skills of mathematical techniques, interpreting the and evaluating the quantitative information. Children in the junior classes may be doing up to the lower level, but as we go higher, we can do it at a higher level. Aptitude. This is something very important, that do I have the ability? Do I have the capability? Do I have the capacity to recognize patterns, spatial relationships, statistical information to draw, estimate, explain, and predict? The moment the word explain comes, the value of literacy skills, the value of reading, writing, and communication skills comes up. So that is why NEP 2020 is talking about focus on literacy and numeracy skills. Now, everybody can look at the screen. Are we ready for certain kinds of activities? Sharma sir, aapko to aana padega abhi, so that we can just at least interact, we too, and you can look at the answer which will also be giving. Now, any teacher.
I was very poor. I always scored 33% marks.
No issues, no issues. Today we'll have fun. Today we'll have fun.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm asking everyone there to choose any 4 digits between 1 to 9. That is the activity. Sir, आप तो visible हो जाओ. So take any four digits between 1 to 9.
ठीक है जी.
सब लोग ले रहे हैं सर, देखते रहिएगा. अच्छा, उससे then you form the largest number out of that digits.
ठीक है जी.
बन गया सर, क्या नंबर बना बताइए फिर आप.
अपना थोड़ी बताना मैंने.
अच्छा चलो बाकी लोगों को बता दीजिए. So if you take any digit, let's say we have taken 3, 7, 9 and 4. So what will be the largest number? You will make it 3, 7, 9, 4. Then you will make the number as 9,743. Right? So what you have taught the children is, number 1, digits between 1 to 9, they are called as numerals also. And then how to make the largest number, that means which number should be in the thousands place. So with this activity, first step that we have done is that how to make the largest number. Now make the smallest number out of this.
शिजना, रंजीत और मोनिका ये बड़े एक्टिव हैं दोनों.
Sir, कोई बात नहीं, करने दी. Then next is we reverse the number, मतलब we make the smallest number, right? And then we subtract the 2. So when we have made the highest number, that is one thing we have taught the children. Then we have asked the children to make the lowest number with these 4 digits. Then we have the idea of how do children write, how do the children shift. Actually the concept of place value comes in. Which number will move to thousands place, 100 place, tens place, and ones place, right? Now subtract the 2. Now this process, once you get again whatever number you will get 4 digits, right? Because 4 digit ko minus kare, so you'll get 4 digit number there. So again make the largest number and smallest number, and again subtract. So if you repeat this process, you will find that if you are good at doing your subtractions at every step, if you are good at making the right largest and smallest number, finally the result will be something that will be repeating itself. The pattern would repeat itself. Anybody who's getting that? सर किसी को आया क्या?
ये शिजना रंजीत जो है,
actually got finally one number which is repeating itself, the pattern.
1467 she has written. ऊपर था 7641. This is 1467.
Has she got the pattern? Because after that it will start repeating itself.
Monica, yes ma'am.
That's wonderful. Now the final number all of you see will be that what is on the screen. 6,174. And as math teachers, I'm sure some of you must be there. Can you just tell me which number is this and why I have taken this number? Anybody responding to that?
Anybody good at mathematics?
सर ऐसे मत बोलो, ऑलरेडी फोबिया है सबको, फिर आप बोल, और एनईपी तो बोल रहे हैं कि सिखाना है सबको, बताना है सबको, बताइए आप. So this number is, sir, why I have taken this number is because this number is called as Capricus constant. And how we are relating this activity with the fundamental operations, and then we are also telling them this is named after the Indian mathematician D.R. Capricus. He's from Maharashtra. So fun of doing an activity is not only doing the fundamental operation, but also relating to the children, the people behind this great work. So 6,174 is known as Capricus constant. Now as a homework, all of that can try it out with 3 digits, does it work or not? They can try it out with 2 digits, whether it works or not. After how long so the idea is you will get 6174 only when your largest number formation, smallest number formation, and subtraction skills are good enough. So you are, while doing this activity, you are focusing on skills. Do we agree for that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so this is named after the Indian mathematician. I'm sure teachers must be knowing about this. And that mathematician was known for recreational mathematics. If you read about him more on Wikipedia and other networks, you will find that he was known for recreational mathematics. Next, we have another activity. This is called as 1089 trick. This is called as the magic number. Because mathematics is language to be understood, ability to understand, express, and follow instructions. Now I'm giving instructions, so people will be working on the chat. So you can take any 3-digit numbers in the descending order, but the unit digit number, ones digit number should not be 0. So let us take the number 543. The difference between the hundreds place and the ones place could be 1 or more than 1. So let us say we have taken the number 543. Now make the smallest number out of it. So it will be, reverse the digits, you will get 345. You subtract it. So whatever you get, whatever you are getting from there. Anybody who's written the answer, sir? 543 minus 345?
Not as yet. Not as yet.
So I think I will start doing on my paper. So it is 543 minus 345. So you'll get 198. So from 198, once again we make reverse the digits and we'll get 891 and plus 189. So look at the answer, what you are getting. It will be 1089. Anybody who's got it? 891 plus 198, you will get the number 1089. Shijana. Now the magic is, yes, sir?
Shijana 198, Monica 198.
Then once you get 198, then now reverse the digit, you will get 891. Now add the 2. And you will get the number 1089 that I have written on the screen.
1089.
Yes. And you can repeat this with any 3 digits numbers with the condition that the units place, the ones place cannot be 0. And difference between the 100 and 10 ones place is 1 or more than 1. You can try it out with any other numbers. So this is how probably we are not only doing mathematics, but we are also doing in a fun way and focusing upon fundamental operations. Sir, कुछ अच्छा लगा आपको?
Yes. I got dissolved into it now.
Okay, so that is how you can try it out with any other number. And Again, when you get the final answer, reverse digit, you will always get 1 0. So it is only one subtraction and one addition. But main concept is how do you reverse the digits? So how you're focusing upon the concepts as well as actions which are fun ways. So how do you make maths meaningful and fun filled? That will remove the phobia. That will help develop the numeracy skills of the children. Next, let us go for something. I'm sure all of us in the childhood have done magic squares. But
Yeah.
this magic square is very, very special. Now, why do I call this magic square special? Because if you add up any column, any row, you will find the answer is 139 only. You can just try it out. 22 plus 88 plus 10 plus 19. Is that 139? ये चैट नहीं पता चलती है ना हमको, फिर मुझे पता नहीं चल रहा है कि वो लोग क्या कर रहे हैं.
आपकी डायरेक्टली जीएस मोटिवेटर पे आ रही है ना?
जी सर.
चैट आपकी डायरेक्टली जीएस मोटिवेटर पर आ रही है ना, वहां देखिए.
सर मैं उस पे नहीं हूँ ना. ओके फाइन.
अच्छा, करेक्ट करेक्ट करेक्ट. हाँ जी.
So what I'm saying is, if you add the fun of this magic square is that 22 plus 88 plus 10 plus 19 is 139. 22 plus 12 plus 18 plus 87 is 139. You add any column, any row, the answer is 139. Anybody checking it out? Okay, then you see the diagonal numbers 22 plus 17 plus 89 plus 11. Again, it is 139. 19 plus 24 plus 9 plus 87. Again, it is 139. Any guess from any teacher out there that why is this square called as a magic square, and can you relate it to any one of the mathematicians? सर कोई आंसर आ रहा है?
मैं वही देख रहा हूँ जी कि वैसा आंसर हमको मिलना चाहिए ना इसके अंदर.
पर ये सबने चेक कर लिया. 22 plus 88 plus 10 plus 19 is 139. Have they got it? Yes or no?
Yes.
12 plus second column देख लीजिए. 12 plus 17 plus 24 plus 86. They got 139. Yes or no?
39.
Are they getting yes?
हाँ जी, 139. Yes.
88 plus 17 plus 9 plus 25 in the horizontal second row. It is the answer is 139.
Yeah, Monica ma'am has got.
So 10 plus 24 plus 89 plus 16. Once again, it is 39. 139. 139. Now look at the diagonal. 22 plus 17 plus 18 plus 11. Again, it is 139.
Oh.
Again, look at the another diagonal. 19 plus 24 plus 9 plus 87. Again, it is 139. Now, this is the magic square of the great Indian mathematician Srinivas Ramanujan.
My God. देखो अपने लोगों का.
And the best part is you can check on the net that how to create your own also. And it starts from 22nd 12 1887, the date of birth of Ramanujan.
Wow.
22nd December 1887.
My God.
और हम अब आप देखिए हमने बच्चों को कितना कुछ सिखाया. रोज कॉन्सेप्ट, कॉलम कॉन्सेप्ट, डायगोनल कॉन्सेप्ट, राइट? एंड द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ 4x4 मैट्रिक्स. इन छोटी छोटी चीजों से. यस सर.
It was 22nd December
1887.
Okay, ठीक है.
So with these simple things हमने बच्चों को 4x4 मैट्रिक्स सिखाया. Then concept of diagonal, concept of rows, concept of columns. Then concept of addition, so we are already using it. but you can create a similar for with your own date of birth. Now this is a homework for everyone. Go and search it on the net and create your own magic square, which starts with your date of birth. सर आपका भी होमवर्क है, अगली वाली क्लास में पूछने वाले हैं हम. So this is how you can make children interested in maths actually. Fundamental operations.
Monica is writing wow and Shijina is writing right ma'am, it's interesting.
तो तभी बच्चों को आप इंडियन मैथमेटिशियंस के बारे में बता सकते हैं और वो उन्होंने कितना कुछ और काम किया है और जो हम उसको एप्लीकेशन अपने यहाँ भी कर सकते हैं. दैट इज व्हाट इज द आइडिया, राइट सर?
जो हमने कभी रिकॉग्नाइज ही नहीं किया.
जी हाँ जी, ये थोड़े से सैड पार्ट है. अब आई एम गोइंग टू डू अ वेरी सिंपल एक्टिविटी व्हिच दे कैन डू इन द क्लासरूम्स, एंड दिस एक्टिविटी आई कॉल इट एज arithmagons. Arithmagons are actually the triangular shapes like this. अब ये हमने बच्चों को presuming that they know the concept of addition and the concept of splitting a number into two numbers for addition, because I've given only the shape of a triangle. Now you have to write down numbers in the empty circles so that whatever is written as 15, 17, 14 on every line segment of the triangle, that is true. That means two numbers that will make 15. But whatever number you write, that has to fit in with 14 also in that leg. And then whatever number I write in the next one, that has to fit in with 17 also. So anybody who's getting the answers for this now, quick.
बड़े इंटेलिजेंट बच्चे हैं और पार्टिसिपेंट्स हैं. लिखो लिखो भाई.
No sir, अभी देखो इससे हम क्या क्या कंस्ट्रक्ट करेंगे नॉलेज. दैट इज द पॉइंट. आइडिया इज वन आइडिया इज ऑफ कोर्स कि 15 के कॉम्बिनेशन 14 + 1 हो सकता है, 12 + 3 हो सकता है, 11 + 4 हो सकता है, 9 + 6 हो सकता है. पर इसमें कौन सा फिट होगा मुझे वो ढूंढना है. I have to find out which will fit into this triangle as a whole. So this is putting the children into a thinking mode, logically reasoning out that which two numbers will fit in the first leg so that the second number with 14 also fits in and the other number with 17 also fits in. So it is lot of thinking, splitting of two numbers to get two numbers, as well as reasoning is required. Anybody who has got the answer?
Not as yet.
So I'm showing the answer so that I can do it further. So now you look at it, there is only one combination of numbers that will fit. 9 + 6 is 15, 8 + 6 is 14, and 9 + 8 is 17.
Now that's perfectly fine, but how does one try and get an idea here? Should I keep making the combination? First is one.
I have to understand that which combination will go 14. That is the skill, sir. वही तो skill develop करनी है, numeracy skill. वही तो develop करनी है. So let the child try by hit and trial, no issues. But finally he will get to know what to do and how to do. Now the another thing from this, what are we getting is, if you go clockwise in the triangle or you go anti-clockwise, the process would remain the same. So सबसे बड़ी जो addition की identity है ना, commutative law of addition, that the order of numbers when we are adding doesn't matter. We construct that knowledge from this. Do we get it?
Let us see.
Because commutative law, चाहे आप 9 से 6 की तरफ आए या 8 से शुरू करें या 8 से 6 की तरफ शुरू करें, आंसर सब में सेम आएगा ना, because this is commutative. So clockwise or anti-clockwise movement of this keeps the addition same, keeps the triangle correct. That is called as commutative law of addition. Now let me show you another one for this. अब ये इसमें हमने लेवल चेंज कर दिया है. अभी पहले हमने तीनों रेक्टेंगल्स भरे हुए थे और तीनों सर्कल्स खाली थे. अभी दिस इज द नेक्स्ट लेवल ऑफ थिंकिंग फॉर द चाइल्ड. So how will you get the answer? Again, child will have to work it out, but once he's practicing continuously, you will see this. 81 से 21 माइनस करेंगे तो 60 अपने आप अपने हमारे पास आ जाएगा। 76 से 60 माइनस करेंगे तो 16 आ जाएगा, और 16 प्लस 21 करेंगे तो 31 हो जाएगा। Again, this is commutative law of addition, but this time the operations, fundamental operations used was different. Are you enjoying, Dr. Sab?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do we go to the next one? Now,
Sure.
how do you... Yes, sir?
Sure, ma'am. Sure, please.
पैटर्न रिकॉग्निशन हम कैसे कर सकते हैं? ऑटोमेटेड रिकॉग्निशन जो आता है ना पैटर्न्स का एंड रेगुलरिटीज का, दैट इज डेटा अप्लाइड इन स्टैटिस्टिकल डेटा एनालिसिस, सिग्नल प्रोसेसिंग एंड इमेज। ये कंप्यूटर ग्राफिक्स में और मशीन लर्निंग में पूरा यूज होता है। म्यूजिक जो मेरा फेवरेट है, लेकिन आज हम कुछ बजा नहीं रहे हैं, वो उसमें सारे मेलोडियस पैटर्न्स हैं। आप देखिए काउंट्स हैं, म्यूजिक में काउंट्स हैं, डांस में काउंट्स हैं। एवरी क्लासिकल फॉर्म हैज गॉट अ काउंटिंग, सो दैट इज हाउ वी वर्क इट आउट। देयर इज, ये पाइथागोरस का सबसे फेवरेट कोट है, देयर इज ज्योमेट्री इन द हमिंग ऑफ द स्ट्रिंग्स एंड देयर इज म्यूजिक इन द स्पेसिंग ऑफ द स्फेयर्स। Pythagoras is once again one of the great in mathematicians. Pythagoras theorem सबके बारे में जानते हैं। Now look at this image. ये नेचर में पैटर्न्स कितना स्ट्रॉन्ग है। दिस फोटोग्राफ इज वन ऑफ द winners of some photo contest for symmetry and patterns in nature. टोपाज लैब्स का लिंक है, आप जाके नेट पर देख सकते हैं। ये ग्रैंड ज्यूरी वेयर द रेड फर्न ग्रोज वाज द विनर इन दैट फोटो कॉन्टेस्ट।
Wow.
And this is US based photographer. Mathematics is the language in which God has written the universe.
Wow.
That is what Galileo said. So I'm relating whatever we know about maths, how people before us have already done that, but we are not aware of that. So it is bringing awareness to all of us for that. Okay. Now we will see the pattern recognition. This is a famous quote that is written there. I don't trust words. I even question actions, but I do not doubt the patterns. Now the reason this is, nobody knows about this. I have not been able to find out who's read that, but anyway, if you know it, please add that. So how do you have the pattern recognition? Now be ready to look at the images and write the answers in the chat. Okay, let's look at that. Can you find a pattern in this? And if you can find yes, a pattern, what kind of pattern is that? Which patterns can you watch out in this? Sir, any answers coming? Sir, आपको कौन सा पैटर्न दिखाई दे रहा है, आप बताइए।
You see the first one, and then you take second one, then the first one has come again, then the second one has come again.
Yes. So it is a pattern of what? So what word will you use that? जो आपने बोला first, second आ रहा है, उसका word क्या use करेंगे उसके लिए? That is one. So and another thing, any other thing that you can see?
Earth is revolving around sun and the moon is.
That's nice. That's nice. So one is that we see the color pattern, that the whole pattern is blue only, whatever the shape may be. Right. And the second pattern is the shapes are changing. That is how you look at the patterns. You identify whatever you can observe. So we observe that whatever the shape of the object may be in between, but all of them are blue. And secondly, the shapes are repeating themselves after one another. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 is going on, right?
Symbol. Okay. The repetition.
जी हाँ जी सर, yes.
ये तो सभी मेरी जान पहचान के मून एंड प्लैनेट सभी लिख रहे हैं। Thank you. Very
Right,
good.
sir. So how do you make, now if you're using that, you can talk to the children about planets, you can talk about the phases of moon, you can talk about the Jupiter rings. I mean, whatever you want to talk about, that is one part. But developing pattern recognition is how do you look at the image that is shared with you, right? Let us look at the next one. Now, things have changed in this. So the colors now are changing, and as well as the objects within those circles are also changing. So first one is the color pattern is like this. We have blue, black, and then green, blue, black, and green, blue, black, and green. And when you talk about the shape pattern, there is one blue tempo or car or whatever you want to call it out, open jeep, then black jeep, and then an aeroplane. Two jeeps, one aeroplane, two jeeps, one aeroplane. So that is how we identify the patterns. Are we happy going through?
Great, innovative.
Okay, let's see. Now, this is something. How do you have Rangoli celebrations? We were taught Rangoli dots bana ke kaise banaye jate the in the when we were studying at school. Nowadays, of course, we have got the molds and we just put the mold and put the colors on it. But down south, even today, how people are good at making with their hands by spreading the colors. It is amazing to see that. So math is celebrating Rangoli in your day-to-day affairs. So NEP 2020, integration of Indian culture and art. Rangoli is one of the examples.
Very nice, very nice.
Next one. Now, how do you find mass in your daily life activities? We can do a simple calendar activity, but I don't think time is enough for us. We'll have to look at that.
It's 2:30.
Yeah. So I think I'll skip this, but I can use the other ones which are a little quicker for us. Okay. These are the mental math skills, ability to compute. So before I can talk about numeracy skills, I should be able to identify what are the skills. So I'm sharing with all of them the skills that we need to focus for competencies. They should be all able to do it in their every subject, and that is how NEP 2020 is talking about focus on skills. NCERT has given out a document on learning outcomes of every subject from classes kindergarten to grade 8. They can all look for that and download that document. Now, which is the top view of this? Any answers from them? This is a visual spacing, visual imagination, thinking skills, 3D. Which is the right answer? Sir, any answers coming?
Come on, friends. Right, right, right.
Which is the right answer? A, B, C, or D? Any answers?
C. People have written.
C. Now let us see that when I showed this to grade 1 student, they said none of them is correct. Now tell me why. None of them fits their answer. And they gave me the reason. And they said that the black grid that you have been drawn in the answer sheets is not there in the original. Can we see that, sir? There is a grid, black grid in the answers, but there is no grid in the original picture, right?
Yes.
So how children are so good at observation. So visual, spatial, observation, thinking skills. Next one, which is the correct net to form the given cube? A, B, C, or D? इसमें सही answer है. So lest they think that none of them is correct. So visuals like this, if you can, if we can have interaction, we'll come to know that this is logical reasoning by applying. So I have to know what is a cube. When I open it up, what does it look like? Then only I'll be able to answer this. Next one, कौन सी geometric shapes हैं which will be used to form this? This is again combination of geometrical shapes, and this is the answer for that. And these are understanding and application of conceptual geometry, which is second and third level of Bloom's taxonomy. And these are called as tangrams. All math labs should have it, and all math teachers should know how to use them. And how many, I think thousands of activities can be done only with tangrams for children to make the concepts of geometry clear to them. Next one, let us see. How many melons are there? अब ये आप डे टू डे जो घर में कर रहे हैं ना उसमें कर सकते हैं. Anybody guessing how many melons are there in the picture shown to them? The idea is to give you an impression that there are things in their daily life all around us which we can use in order to develop the concept of maths. Now, this is spatial orientation, logical reasoning, because it's like a sphere. So we are talking of 3D shapes in geometry. Sir, आपने number निकाला? Okay. Dr. Sharma, any answers from them?
I'm just drawing 6.
They are not 6 because I'm showing the next answer, how they will be completed. How 1/4 of this will go here, 1/4 will go here, and then center wala 2 will make one piece, and similar. So there are in all 5 melons. And if I want to teach fractions, look at the way it will. This is logical reasoning, whole numbers, and simple fractions. But if I do this, I get addition of fractions, addition facts. So how I am doing simple things and still doing the fundamental elements of fundamental operations with fractions. Anybody happy with that? Logical reasoning, fraction, addition, facts. And next time when I do a math one, I will talk only about fractions and how do we really develop the concept of fractions for students. Geometrically, these are the facts that we need to have that. Look at the question. Total number of sides of shapes in my bag is 10. Which all shapes are there? So you can have any shapes, but total number of sides in my bag should be 10. So how do you put the children into imagination, visualization, thinking, and then answering you that which all shapes can be in my bag? Now, if I reframe the question, total number of sides of shapes in my bag is 10, and the number of shapes, so I put the condition now, the number of shapes is 5. So which all shapes are there? If you get answers, good enough. This is the way teacher has to frame questions. Draw a circle of your choice. Can you fill it up with squares? So how do you make children aware of what, where, and how the concepts can be used? Fill it up with square tiles. Can you do it? If not, why? Next is, how do you have inductive reasoning? Dr. Sharma, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
बिल्कुल अच्छा लग रहा है आपको कि नहीं?
हाँ जी मैम, मैं तो ध्यान से देख रहा हूँ and I am trying to improve my math.
Okay, so you can see that how will you tell the children, which is the next option? How do you tell the child how this black square is shifting from corner to center to other corner to downward center to downward corner? And the next option will be in the center, the B option. So you have to explain to the child the rotation concept, the movement concept along the sides of the square. This is inductive reasoning. When you increase the level, it will become like this. I'm just giving the teachers an idea about how they can go about doing it. Because unless we are able to interact, I won't be able to understand that what are your options. But the idea is not to get answers from you, but the idea is to tell you that how do you look into your lesson plans? How do you reframe your lesson plans to focus upon numeracy skills? I think with this, we'll like to
इसका 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 सी आंसर है।
किस चीज का सर? इसमें अभी इस वाले डायग्राम में आपको देखना पड़ेगा कि
दिखना
आपका जो ब्लैक कलर है ना वो कैसे शिफ्ट हो रहा है। दैट इज
देखिए,
नंबर वन।
नहीं अगर
सेकेंड,
ब्लैक
जिस
क्वेश्चन को ना छोड़े, पेंटागन है, फिर उसके बाद खाली पेंटागन है, फिर पेंटागन
जी हाँ
भरा
जी
हुआ
सर, वेरी गुड वेरी गुड, आई एम सो हैप्पी फॉर यू।
है।
Right. So I think I'll just go to the last slide of saying thank you to all of you, because the time doesn't permit us to go beyond that, and probably we can have
मंजू जोशी
some
ने
questions from all of them. Right, sir?
मंजू जोशी ने बी कैसे लिखा था? मंजू
Because,
जोशी,
sir, this is what happens. How do you start critically thinking that why her answer is like this? And that is what is the idea of doing maths. That is what is the idea of using these kinds of skills for all of us. So it is like, I hope they have got some ideas to work upon that. Because of shortage of time, probably we'll have to stop, because your next session would be about to start at 3 o'clock.
yes.
So thank you so much. And whatever little bit I have shared with all of you, I hope it makes sense to all of you and you start implementing these simple things. And next time when I come back on this session, I'll continue from here to add more activities to your numeracy skills, and what are the levels of learning maths, and how do you have teaching pedagogies for maths.
Wonderful,
And
wonderful.
maths happens to be my favorite stuff to be done. So I love doing, and this is after a long time I'm doing a maths training. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity of doing maths. And basically it is NEP 2020 which made me think about the fundamental numeracy skills focus, and that is how I planned this session. And next session also I want to work only on maths.
Great, only on math. Ma'am, there are a lot of people, those are writing, ki, why don't you request madam music for mathematics?
So musically, I'll have to music for mathematics is so good because everything is on the beat.
They are telling that ma'am should teach us next time mathematics and music.
There is a maths with geography, maths with history, maths with dance, maths with universe, maths with everything. So we'll do maths. Music, I think you are doing so many things for the music for the last 15 days. That is what you said.
They have asked you, ma'am. It is a Yuri ma'am from Arunachal. It's a Julie Subba ma'am from Imphal. Then there is another one, Ranbir Malik from Dubai. They are asking.
Pakka say we will think of, then I'll have to see that I give the links to you, then you play it out, and then how will we talk about music and rhythm. Even Sanskrit chants is like on counts, sir.
Okay.
Everything is on counts. Everything is on that.
Why not we should bring element of that also? Everybody world over will be very happy because NEP 2020 brings Sanskrit also. Why not?
Yes. Because every chant has got a rhythm of counting matras up to 8 and or breaking into combinations of 4. Because I have learned this Sanskrit chanting when I was the founder principal of Modi School and worked there for 11 years. So it is like that. How much do you stretch, and how do you cut it down, and how do you pick it up once again? Right. So जुगलबंदी जो करते हैं इंस्ट्रूमेंटल म्यूजिक की, या फिर क्लासिकल म्यूजिक की, या फिर क्लासिकल डांसेस की, that is all about maths only. So how do you have the beats? So एक में कितनी है, दो में कितनी है, तीन में कितनी है. So thank you so much, Dr. Gulshan Sharma. This session I had much more to be done, but however time constraint says that we just stop it here.
So ladies and gentlemen, both the requests are accepted, that we will have music with mathematics and we will also have Sanskrit with mathematics. Great. Wow.
So there will be only examples illustrated. I am not a specialist in that, but I know this is like that because I have been doing that.
Ma'am, that is the way we will keep building the bridge, and the things would be beautiful. People will cross over to the other side.
Great. Thank you.